I wanted to talk about a highly requested video, and it is the adoption story with my family. So this is the whole video explaining it for those of you that were confused. So here we go. My sister, Chelsea, most of you guys know her from my vlog channel. I've done vlogs with her in the past. I also did a sister tag on my main channel. She's been in quite a few of my videos. My parents, when they were not really young, like not 16 or anything like that, my mom got pregnant with my dad. I have to clarify that because for some reason a lot of people think that it's not my dad, it's some other guy. No, it's my dad. They couldn't take care of themselves. Like, they were living poorly, paycheck to paycheck. They weren't eating that well because they didn't have a lot of money back then. They didn't have like a stable household or anything like that. My dad was going through school and my mom was working like minimum wage. My mom was eating like literally popcorn and crackers, and like they didn't have any money, and my mom got pregnant and she did not, and same with my dad, didn't want to have an abortion. My mom just was against that, and so was my dad. So my mom chose to keep the baby, gave birth to my sister Chelsea. This was also, my sister, my brother, and I were all 5 to 6 years apart, so this was obviously way before I was born. So they had Chelsea. She had a different name when she was born, but her name wasn't Chelsea, but I'm not gonna get into that. So my parents had to give her up for adoption because even though they didn't want to be heartless or selfish and just keep her because they want to keep her because this is their baby, when they wouldn't be able to raise her correctly. Not as in like morally, but as in will she be able to eat? Will she be able to have a good life? Because of course my mom and dad take care of their kids very well, but I'm meaning like money-wise and food and shelter. And my parents couldn't do that for my sister, so they made the very tough decision and to give her up for adoption. And they did a ton of research on, they didn't just give her away or put her in a foster home. They did a lot of research and found a great family. She would have no worries and always be loved and looked after and taken care of with no money troubles, and that's what my mom and dad wanted, so they gave her up for adoption. It was the hardest decision my parents have ever made in their life, but I think it was the best one for Chelsea and for them. 5 years later, when my parents, like, they slowly started, you know, my dad was finished university and then he got a job, and my mom was going up in her job. 5 years later, 5 years is a long time, my parents started making money and having a house and, you know, being well off. And they got pregnant again, and it was with me. And at this time, they could definitely take after a baby. And I was born, you know, happy. And when I was born, my dad actually went, "This isn't right. I want my daughter back. Like, we're more than capable of raising a family now, and I want my daughter back. This is my daughter." Because he looked at me and said, you know, "Oh my gosh, like my other daughter's gone." Obviously I'm a little baby, I'm like 1 day old, so I don't remember any of this, but this is just what I've been told. And my dad had their social worker, whoever it is, phone Chelsea's parents, who she's been obviously living with for 5 years. That's her parents, that's her mom and dad now. She doesn't know my mom and dad. She doesn't know me. She's a 5-year-old little girl living with her mom and dad. There's different adoption stories and laws and rules depending on what type of adoption you choose, where you live, what state, what province, what country, wherever you live. There's also many types of adoptions now. Or they contacted the social worker and said that they wanted their daughter back, and they were like, "No, you can't do that." They're saying this to my dad, "You can't do that. This is her family now. She doesn't know who you are. You are strangers. Like, all you did was give birth. That's her mom and that's her dad. You can't just rip a 5-year-old girl away from her home." And my dad was heartbroken and just said, you know, that was the choice that we made. We had to make it, so we just have to live with it. So 6 years later, they had my brother. Chelsea, we couldn't talk to Chelsea. We don't know who Chelsea is. Her name wasn't Chelsea to us, because we didn't know that when my parents gave her up for adoption, they changed her name to Chelsea. I always knew that I had a sister, didn't know what she looked like, didn't know who she was, where she was, I didn't know anything. Same with my brother, we always knew, and we were always told she may come looking for us, she may never, right? You just don't know. So when she was, I think she was like 19 when she came looking for her parents. It took a long time for the social worker and the courts and everything to come looking for us. I don't know why it was such a long process. It was like 2 years. So I met her when I was 16. We just met there's this beautiful park in my city. It's this big, beautiful park where like so many people go to hang out, and there's all these like fancy restaurants and businesses, and it's just a really nice big park with the river. Oh, it's so nice. So we thought that would be a good place to meet. It's not just like a closed in, like going out for lunch or something. You kind of just want to have like an open environment. So I thought that was a great idea. So my parents met her first with her boyfriend at the time. They met her all together. Me and Derek stayed home just until they like met and got everything, you know, like they said what they needed to say and stories and stuff like that. Like me and my brother aren't really part of that, you know, so they got all of that out of the way, and then my dad came home and got me and my brother, and we all met together, and it was one of the best days of my life. When we laughed, we both looked at each other because we laughed like almost exactly the same. We look so similar because it's not like we have just the same mom. We have the same both mom and dad. We are blood sisters. We are full sisters. So I hope that clarifies that, because people think that when I say that, then I'm adopted. No, they say that they think that we're just half sisters. No, she is my full sister. So now you guys know the whole confusing story. I know a lot of you guys are in a similar situation to that, and were asking me to do this video. My family is very open about it. We're not like standoffish and shy, or my parents aren't ashamed of what they did at all, because I think it was the best decision they could make, because it wasn't selfish like, oh, it's my daughter, I'm gonna raise her. But you can't really, because is she gonna have a good life? And also Chelsea had the best life that my parents could never give her. She was very well off. She was in a great home, and her mom and dad, I've met them. They are the nicest people. Her mom, I know that I said in my birthday haul, her mom recently passed away. Rest in peace, Marie. You are a beautiful woman, courageous woman, and I love you very much. And I'm very, very close with my sister. It was kind of funny when I said this story, because a lot of you said, oh, did she come back and live with you? No, she's married now and has a child. Why would she come live, right? She has her own family now. She lives on her own with her husband now, her boyfriend at the time when we all met. It's her husband now, and she has a child, my nephew, Dane. I see my sister all the time, at least once a week. We always go shopping and out to the casino and stuff like that. So we're all very close. It's not just like we met her and oh, we met her. No, we're all very close. We text all the time. I see her all the time. She is my sister. That's just the story. I'm sorry if it took a long time, but it's a very happy story. I hope that clarifies everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!